This is not an ordinary time, and this is not an ordinary election. I want to send a message to every boy and girl, and indeed to the entire world, that America already is great, but we are great because we are good.
What does that even mean?
We are going to lift each other up.
How?
I want us to heal our country and bring it together.
How?
We have to start getting the economy to work for everyone.
How?
Not just those at the top. Making the best education system from preschool through college, making it affordable, because that's, I think, the best way for us to get the future that our children and our grandchildren deserve.
How are you going to do all of this?
My vision of America is an America where everyone has a place. This is the America that I know and love. If we set those goals and we go together, there's nothing that America can't do.
So, do you notice anything unique about that ad? It's nothing but platitudes. It's completely bereft of policy substance. Now, this right here is the problem that plagued Hillary Clinton's entire campaign. She had nothing specific to offer the American people. She talked about breaking down the barriers. She didn't specifically state how she would facilitate the breakdown of said barriers. So she really had nothing to offer the American people, and this is what progressives talked about time and again. Now, when we say this, the establishment yawns because political strategists, they tested these ads in focus groups. They know that this works. And also, the political consultants that the Democratic Party spent millions on during this election, they also say that this is a good idea too. They say you should run ads with nothing but platitudes and leave out the policy substance, because it's not like an election is about policy, right? Well, look, here's the thing. A new study published recently vindicates all the progressives who were yelling about Hillary Clinton not focusing on policy and focusing too much on platitudes. Vox explains Hillary Clinton's campaign ran TV ads that had less to do with policy than any other presidential candidate in the past 4 presidential races, according to a new study published on Monday by the Wesleyan Media Project. Clinton's team spent a whopping $1 billion on the election in all, about twice what Donald Trump's campaign spent. Clinton spent $72 million on television ads in the final weeks alone, but only 25% of advertising supporting her campaign went after Trump on policy grounds. The researchers found, by comparison, every other presidential candidate going back to at least 2000 devoted more than 40% of his or her advertising to policy-based attacks. None spent nearly as much time going after an opponent's personality as Clinton's ads did.
I told you so, 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 I told you so.
So this is absolutely not surprising to me. And when you're running to be the president, obviously you need to prioritize policy above personality. But Hillary Clinton, her whole campaign was an anti-Trump campaign. She offered nothing to the American people. Now, when you break it down, Hillary Clinton, even though she claimed that Donald Trump was this terrible figure and that he just lashes out at people and attacks people, she actually attacked Donald Trump more than he attacked her. Now, the authors of this study actually conclude that evidence suggests that negativity in advertising can have a backlash effect on the sponsor, and that personality-focused, trait-based negative messages, especially those that are uncivil, tend to be seen as less fair, less informative, and less important than more substantive policy-based messaging. So she ran an anti-Trump campaign because the political consultants who she paid millions to said that's what she got to do. But unfortunately, Hillary Clinton, you offered us nothing in return. So you should have listened to the political science community as opposed to political consultants, because we found out decades ago that if you run a negative campaign, that hurts you sometimes more than your opponent. So Hillary Clinton, she did something also this was common sense. If you're going to run a presidential campaign, you need to have a vision. I don't know what Hillary Clinton's vision was. I don't know what I'm with her means. And quite frankly, I don't care if you think I'm with you. What I care about is you being with the American people. That's how it's supposed to work. I'm not running for office. I don't need to prove to you that I'm with you. But you are running for office, and you have to prove that you're with me. Now, the question here is, why the hell am I still talking about Hillary Clinton? Why am I harping on this bullshit that I've talked about 1,000 times? Well, now that we have a study confirming and validating us, I think it's important that we learn the mistakes of our past. So I think that we have to talk about this, because if we don't, then any other candidate in the future that goes up against a maniac is going to lose if they just focus on how that person is a maniac. I mean, all you have to do, if you want to win, just pick one issue. You don't even have to be progressive across the board. Just pick one issue, single-payer healthcare. Focus on that and drill it away. If you elect me, I will fight for single-payer healthcare. And the American people will be on your side. That is a message that will resonate with the American people. But you said, I want to break down the barriers. I want everyone to have an equal opportunity. That's great. We all want that, but those are just platitudes. You're offering us no real concrete plan as to how you're going to facilitate this. And yes, people will counter by saying Hillary Clinton had these policy details on her website, but they shouldn't be kept away on your website. You should be talking about this. You should feature this in ads because that's what the American people will see. People are not going to take the time to go to your website and read through all of these nuanced policy details. What they will listen to is your ads that they see when they're watching television. So the fact that you ran a negative campaign and it backfired, well, you should have been listening to us and not the political consultants. So we have to talk about this because we've got to learn from our mistakes, or more, this is my mistake. We've got to learn from our mistakes as a country and as liberals, because yes, we already know that Republicans are batshit insane. We know that Trump is crazy, but you have to do something to prove to us that you care about us. You can't just prove to us that that person is crazy. That's not the way that elections work, Hillary. And we warned you about this. I even wrote an article saying, if Trump wins, blame Clinton. And yes, we are now blaming you because you ran a terrible campaign, bereft of strategy and vision.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.